What is going on? So I just wanted to come on here, make this live right after work. Talk about these 9 to 5s, man. These 9 to 5 jobs are crazy. They really take us for fools, man. The way they go on about their business. I'm just here thinking about just the treatment in general. From my experience working all of these jobs for all these years, the general experience I felt working these jobs. So I want to talk about one of these jobs, man. I'm not even going to name the job, but this particular job, man, I just remember being on this job, and I feel like when I was working this job, it took away my smile. Like, it was one of these jobs that you worked, and then at the end of the day, you just started to feel unhappy. And then I just started to realize that I was unhappy. And I was like, why am I coming home feeling uneasy? Like this uneasy feeling. And I didn't know how to explain the feeling. Thank you for whoever came into the room. I appreciate it. But I just started to feel this feeling of uneasiness working this job. And it got to a point where as I got closer to the job every day, my smile just disappeared. What's good, Eddie? It's good seeing you, man. Glad to see you on here, man. I hope everything is good with you. We definitely gotta make a live together, man. Trust me. Trust and believe. I didn't forget about that. So I'm just talking about these 9 to 5s, man. These 9 to 5s are freaking ridiculous. And I'm just talking about my general experience of how I've been feeling. In the midst of trying to find another 9 to 5 since I got recently fired. I'm trying to just speak about it, man. Just speak about the general feel of what's going on currently. So with this 9 to 5, particularly in the past that I used to work, it was just one of these 9 to 5s that would drain my energy. And I would come home every single day just drained. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Because normally when you get onto these 9 to 5s, when you first start a job, right? There's a feeling of nervousness and there's a feeling of excitement. So when I first started some of these jobs, there was that exciting feeling. What's good, Tamid? How you doing? It was one of these exciting feelings. And I felt really excited to start the job. And then, as you guys know, as months go on, you start fading away. You start fading away more. And you're like, something don't feel right about this job. Either because of red flags or because the job culture. And you guys know, the job culture can really bring down your demeanor when you're trying to work. So if you're trying to do your job, but also keep and maintain your sanity, it could be a very hard thing. Trust me, bro, it could be a very hard thing to keep your sanity on some of these jobs. I've been at certain jobs where people literally felt guilty for leaving work early because they felt sick. Can you imagine being in a place where you feel guilty because you're not feeling well? You know you're not feeling well, but someone up above you makes you feel guilty for calling out. So you turn to your boss and be like, listen, I'm not feeling too good today. I got a migraine. I want to kind of go home right now. Is it okay if I go home? There are jobs, let me tell you right now, there are jobs out here that will guilt trip you for saying you want to go home. I'm going to repeat it again in case you guys didn't hear that. There are jobs out here that will guilt trip you just for saying you want to go home because you're not feeling well. Can you guys imagine that? You're not feeling well. You may be nauseous. You may have a migraine. Your kids might need you. And you're saying you need to leave right now, this instant. There are employers that will slickly try to reword what you're saying, but to keep you in the job on the shift. And honestly, they really don't care. You're right. They really do not care. Because to me, that's a red flag. That's plenty of red flags, actually. If a job can make you feel guilty for leaving just to take care of your personal matter, that should be a big red flag to you. No job should make you feel guilty for taking care of your personal life. None. And to be honest, a lot of us are going to work. We're trying to handle our responsibilities. We're not trying to lollygag, but we're trying to take care of our responsibilities so we can punch out. A lot of us are not coming on the job just to play around and mess around. We know we got a job to do. So we're coming on the job, trying to do the hardest work we can. Don't work too hard, work smarter actually, but we're trying to do as much as we can so we can get the hell up out of there. Facts. And what I realize as well, when you smile and when you are a happy person, there are some miserable people in this world. I'm gonna repeat that again. When you are a happy, genuinely happy person, and you go to these miserable, cultured places, there are people that are miserable, and they will find you, and they will try to make you as miserable as they are. Trust me when I say this. There are people that just don't like happiness. So when they see that you're smiling and you're joking around, you just seem like you're so unbothered, that troubles someone's spirit out there. Someone's spirit is bothered by your happiness. You got to understand there are miserable, untreated people walking this earth. Happiness has not found everyone. That's the unfortunate thing. Happiness has not found everyone. And some people, to be honest, I don't think everyone wants happiness, to be honest. Because I think happiness attempts to find certain individuals, but it just seems there's individuals out here that are just like, nah, that's happiness? Nah, put that away from me. I don't want nothing to do with that. Don't bring that happiness around me. What are you doing? And it's like they have to reject the happiness. Even though happiness has attempted to go into their lives and make things better for them. And quite honestly, I think maybe people are just used to being miserable. I think maybe that could be it too. When I look at the job, I've been in experiences where I've done nothing wrong to anyone else on the job, but people have, excuse me guys, a little distraction. Yeah, I've been on jobs where people have intentionally tried to get me in trouble. They didn't know what I was doing, but in their mind, in their perspective, I was doing something wrong. Not to them, because like I said, you have people out here that will intentionally try to get you in trouble. So this one instance, I'm gonna tell you about this one instance. There was this woman. First of all, let me set up the environment. It was a snow day. There was hardly any staff in the building. So, on snow days, everything is chill. You could bring your breakfast. You could eat it out in front. No one really watches you, supposedly, right? So snow day, everything is good. I'm eating my breakfast. I'm with another coworker. We're trying to figure out our day and try to figure out what we're going to do for the day since there's no kids. Let me see. Not enough people is not saying nothing about it like you are, brother. I appreciate all your deep comments and the complaints. Yo, Eddie, you are 100% right, man. A lot of people are complaining, and a lot of people don't want to do anything about it. Unfortunately, that's just how it is sometimes, man. It's crazy. But what I was saying was, yeah, so it was a snow day, and everyone was cool. The people who were there, everyone was chilling, just trying to figure out how to set up our day. Because there's no kids, nobody's there really. So tell me how we decided, me and this other coworker, since it was a chill day, we decided to put on a little movie while we work. We weren't harming anyone. We weren't doing anything crazy. We put the movie on. It was a Marvel movie, by the way. We put the movie on, and I'll say give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, we find out that someone told on us and said we are not working. That we are not working because they heard the explosion from the Marvel movie we were watching. Can you believe that? Imagine someone just telling on you, you're working, but yet you just put on it's like putting on music in the background. We had a movie on in the background while we worked. So imagine someone just telling on you for no apparent reason. They're not minding their business. They're just gonna see what you do, and they're gonna say, you know what, that person, I don't think they're working. Let me go tell the boss real quick. Hold on, let me go tell him. Isn't that crazy? Definitely secret animosity. Definitely. And I found out who that person was. It was an older lady. And this particular lady, normally, she'll say hi sometimes, but it's like you wouldn't expect that from someone to just snitch on you like that. You wouldn't expect that. And it's like, where did that energy come from? Like, you say hi to me all the time, not all the time, when you want to say hi to me. But then it's like that energy came out of nowhere. And it's like, you're going to just tell the employer of what we're doing, even though you didn't even step into the classroom to see what we're doing, first of all. You just heard the explosion and you assumed that we weren't working. So she probably thought in her head, we made some popcorn, we put on a movie, and we're just going to waste the day away. We're not going to work. Why would we do that? It's insane. Eddie, you ain't lying, man. There's a lot of miserable people out here. And they just want to see people suffer and fail, unfortunately. But I don't get it. I just don't get the kind of treatment that people give to other people, because I have a good heart. At least I think I do. I don't intentionally try to get someone in trouble. I don't do that. Even if they're doing something wrong, I'm more liable to come to that person and tell them face to face. Like, yo, bro, listen, try not to do this because they watching you. They watching you. They may say something to you. I'm just letting you know. That's the kind of person I am. I'm more likely to just step to you personally and just let you know as a warning. Because I'm not for the foolishness that people do in this world. Like, a lot of people, they just want to get someone in trouble, and for some reason it enlightens their spirit. It makes them feel good to make someone else upset or angry. And I don't have that kind of spirit. Like, I just don't have that kind of spirit to do that to someone. We're all humans. We're all going to make mistakes, no matter how many degrees we got, no matter how many accomplishments we have accomplished. We're going to continue to learn. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to try to prosper. But you just have people that you got to look out for in these jobs. You have to be smart. There's going to be people out there, no matter how you look, no matter how you speak, there are people out there that intentionally do not like you. Intentionally do not like you. But you have to go on in confidence. You have to know you are an uplifted person. You are a positive person. Basically, you have to know who you are as a real person. And you have to go in that aspect as the real person that you are. Don't let anyone hold you back. Because trust and believe, there will be people out here that will look at you, and when you step into a room, your energy speaks before you even speak. I'm going to say it again. Your energy will speak volumes before anyone else can hear what you have to say. I don't like low vibrations around. Yep. Stay with high vibration spirit. This makes fun situations we need to work together. Yo, facts. Seriously. When you're a high vibration person and someone low vibration comes around you, you feel the energy shift. You literally feel it. Like I've been in rooms with a lot of people, and then one person walks in with a low vibration, and I automatically feel it. You ever just be at a social event, or you see something on TV where a bunch of people are hanging out, and then that one person on TV walks into that room, and then everybody just throws their hands up like, "Oh, this dude here we go." Why he had to show up? Why couldn't he just stay home? It's like that. It's exactly like that. You're not the only one, Eddie. You're not the only one. Trust me. Energy is so real. Energy. If you do not have good energy, other people will feel that energy. That's why it's so important to take care of yourself. That's why it's so important to do the right thing. That's why it's so important to treat people like you would want to be treated. Seriously, treat people the way you want to be treated. Because if you don't treat people the way you want to be treated, it's going to go sour. It's going to go left real quick. What's going on, D'Angelo? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. We talking about the 9 to 5s again, bro. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, we got to really do better, man. We got to really do better. Like, I'm the type of person that, just like you, Eddie, I feel like I have a high vibration about me. At least I think I do. And when I walk into a room, I just feel shifts sometimes, depending on what room I walk into. And not all rooms are going to be welcoming to your energy. Some rooms are going to shun your energy as soon as you walk in there. Like, you ever walk into a Starbucks? And sometimes the Starbucks has a certain demographic, right? So you walk in there, none of those people know you, but as soon as you walk in there, the energy automatically shifts. Automatically. And you feel it. It's crazy. I'm telling you. Energy is really real. And back in the day, I didn't know nothing about energy. I wasn't notified about what energy feels like, low vibrations, high vibrations. I didn't know anything about that. But the thing is, as you get older and you start realizing how to carry yourself, how to speak to certain individuals, because you can't speak to everybody the same way, right? Not everybody you can speak to the same way. True, Eddie. True. 100%, man. 100%. Once we understand that, everything will start making more sense. And like I was saying, I've gone into certain rooms and it's just like certain people, I could tell that I'm not supposed to be in that room, if that makes sense. Like, I've gone in certain rooms and it was, "What's up, Zane? How you doing?" I've gone in certain rooms and it was like, I already felt uncomfortable and I knew something was wrong. I hope you guys can see me. It's turning nighttime, so my angle's kind of off a little bit. But yeah, I've gone in certain rooms and I automatically felt uncomfortable. And like I said, the demographic may be different depending on what room you walk into. So depending on what room you walk into, your energy is going to speak before you open your mouth. So when you walk into that room, people are going to feel that energy and they're going to be like, "I don't like him. I don't think I like him. I don't think I like that guy right there." You didn't even open your mouth to say anything yet. Can you imagine? But like I'm saying, this energy is so powerful that people have to feel you when you walk into that room. Energy is real and importance. Just reading the comments. Energy is real important more than how smart someone is. Any type of skill, because their energy controls steering direction. But seriously, oh, you just worded that perfectly, Eddie. Energy is so important. You could be the smartest person in the room, right? But if you got bad energy about yourself, people are going to feel that and they're not going to want to mess with you. People are not going to want to mess with you if you got horrible energy. I don't care how talented you are. You could be able to do a backflip and juggle at the same time. People will feel your energy and they're going to be like, nah, I can't mess with this person here. This person here, I'm just like, nah, I can't. And you know what's crazy about energy? Babies feel energy. Babies will feel energy. Have you ever seen a situation where a baby automatically cries when they get into someone else's arms? I'm not saying that they won't cry for any other reason, but I've seen situations where babies are like hesitant to go to certain people, and they're just like, even at a baby's stage, babies can feel your energy. That's crazy to me. I'm thinking deeply about that, and I'm like, the fact that babies can feel your energy and they don't have all the functions of, us as adults. They don't have all the functions yet. But the fact that they're able to feel energy and understand to a certain point that something ain't right about this person. I don't think I want them to hold me, so I'm gonna cry. That's crazy to me. Yep. There's a lot of couples out there having all these kids, and the thing is, a lot of people will argue in front of kids. They'll argue in front of kids and they don't realize their energy transfers to those kids. So whatever energy you're exhibiting, you got to understand, these young kids' minds are like sponges. So any kind of craziness you're doing in front of these kids, they're soaking up all of that. Especially at a younger age, they're soaking in all of that. All of that. And a lot of times, depending on what kind of behavior the parents or even family members are exhibiting, it could be racism. That's why a lot of racism is being taught to their kids. Whoever is being racist is being taught to their kids, and they're coming out and they're exhibiting those same behaviors. Because racism is learned, and I really think it's a disease. It's a disease many people have, that they don't even understand why they have the disease. They don't even understand it. They just know that I don't like this person because X, Y, and Z. Let me see. Let's go through the comments. Yeah, you know, Eddie. You got almost a teenager, so you know. Your child is almost a teen, so I'm sure you went through the terrible twos, the three-nager, the foreigner. The foreigner is crazy. I don't know if you guys remember the foreigner stage. That's a crazy stage. That's the stage of childhood where you don't even know your child. You just look at your child like, who is this child here? Did I really produce this child? Like, who is this child? I have no idea who this child is. But yeah, like I'm saying, energy, guys, I love people with good energy. I love it. And the funny thing is, I've met strangers with great energy. And the funny thing is, once I got to know the stranger, their energy matched the personality, which is insane. It just confirmed for me that energy is very important. And it was implemented. So I understood the energy when they entered the room, or when they entered wherever I met them. And then automatically I was like, yeah, this person got some good spirits about them. I could tell. A lot of the times I was right. This happened to be a very good person based on energy. So my thing is, guys, let's try to be the best versions of ourselves, even at these miserable jobs. Because these jobs can get you down. They can lower your vibrations too. Yep. Where you want to do wrong because you feel no one listens to your job, no one understands that, no one even I couldn't even get out a certain complaint because I realized no one cares. You got these jobs that'll tell you, oh, write down your complaints and then put it in the suggestion box. Where you know at the end of the day, no one really checks that suggestion box. Or it's only there as a prop to make you believe that we actually care about what you're saying. And then on top of that, I wish these 9-to-5 jobs would stop this whole giving employees pizza. I really wish they would stop that. Like, I'm so tired of that. Whenever employees do a good job, that's like the first go-to that they think of. And I'm wondering where that came from. I'm really wondering where that came from. Like, do we look hungry as employees because they always want to feed us? That's like the first thing they want to do. Eddie, thank you for joining in, man. Go charge your phone, man. Thank you for coming in again. I appreciate it. All love. All love. And like I'm saying, like, they want to feed us all the time. And I'm just like, does it read hungry on our face all the time? And it's always pizza. It's not like it's some kind of fine dining kind of experience that they want to give us. It's always pizza. It doesn't take much to think about when you're thinking about food to give to your staff. When you're thinking about staff, if you're thinking about the simplest thing you can give, it would be pizza. It definitely would be pizza. Peace and love. Peace and love, Eddie. But my thing is, again, do we look like Ninja Turtles? Why do you keep giving us pizza? There got to be something else you can give us. A gift card to pay for those expensive eggs in the grocery store? That would be thoughtful. Coffee creamer. You know what I mean? Coffee creamer is crazy. Have you seen coffee? It's like $7 and up, depending on what kind, I guess. But a lot of them are around that price range now. It's crazy, unless you catch a sale where you get it for like $4.99 or something. But they're, generally speaking, coffee creamer is expensive. Highly expensive. Most things in the supermarket, honestly, I'm looking at these prices. I don't mean to dive off the topic that we were on, but grocery prices are insane. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's just shaking their head when they go in the grocery store. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Like, I go in the grocery store and it got to a point where I saw a price so ridiculous, I started talking to myself in the aisle. I started talking to myself in the aisle to the particular item I had a gripe with. I said, "Oh no, bread? Why you cost this much money? Oh no." You can sit right there again. Imagine just being in the egg section, arguing about eggs. Like, literally, I was in the aisle with eggs, and another dude came up beside me, and both of us stood there. Kid you not, we stood there for about 5 minutes talking about the prices of eggs. I said, I looked over at him. I was like, "So what eggs are you buying?" And he was just like, "I don't know. I'm trying to decide what's the cheapest, but yet the most quality kind of eggs I can get." I said, brother, I don't listen. I'm here in the same boat with you. We riding together right now with these eggs. That's bad. That is horrible. And then another dude came over when he left because the first dude decided he's gonna go with the brown eggs. The second dude came up. I was still there. I didn't leave with the first guy. I was still contemplating what eggs I should buy. Second guy came up. He was like, and he was on the phone. So when he came up, he was talking to someone about the price of eggs. And he was like, I think he was talking to a female on the phone. He was like, babe, what kind of eggs you want? And then he was looking over at me and he was like, do you see these prices? And we both were like conversing while he was on the phone with his woman, it seemed. And we were just trying to figure out what kind of eggs to buy. And I was looking at him, I was like, this one says grass-fed, but then this one says cage-free. And I looked at him again, I was like, how are you even distinguishing between these egg prices right now? What are you really deciding on? And he just stood there looking dumbfounded as I was. I literally stood there for accumulation of 10 minutes in front of the egg section, just trying to decide what eggs I should go with. I never thought I would do that in a grocery store. Never thought that. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to waste your time. I want to thank all of you guys for coming into this live. Please, before you leave, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you guys next time. Peace and love, guys. Love you guys.